Tonight, the partisan invasion of Kumawu in the Ashanti region, with just 4 days to go before a crucial by-election. Both the vice president and the NDC flag bearer are in the constituency tonight. We have the latest, plus the raging feud over two independent candidates with the same name, Kwekudia.
He's
a traitor. He is now in bed with the NDC.
If I contest with anybody, I will lose. Why? Because I don't have anybody to vote for me. Because they disqualified all my guys.
We are live in Kumawu tonight.
This is Top Story with Evans Mensah.
And Top Story is always brought to you by Vodafone. With just 4 days to go before the crucial Kumawu by-election, there is tonight a partisan invasion of the Ashanti Regional Constituency. Both Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and the NDC flag bearer John Mahama are in the constituency tonight with an army of party executives. Let's go live now to the constituency where my colleague Ohemin Teria has pitched camp for us and is following all the developments there. Ohemin, first, the Vice President was scheduled to be in the constituency today. Has he arrived? Hello, Heming. Okay, we'll get Ohemin's attention. He's there for us tonight. We'll also be hearing from John Mahama, who is also on the ground already campaigning. And on the back of everything that's happening tonight with the party executives joining either the vice president or the flag bearer, there's also the side issue of the two independent candidates. Well, Heming is back on the line. Heming, I know this has been a pretty busy day following all the activity there. Has the vice president arrived?
Yes, the vice president just arrived at Secretary. This is where he kick-started his campaign tour in the Kumawu constituency. He arrived and is on his way to the Chief Palace to pay courtesy call on the Secretary before meeting the electorate at the campaign ground here in Secretary.
And tell us about the reports that roads have been constructed ahead of the elections. Is it a fact? Have you seen it? And are there people linking this directly to the elections?
Yes, in the Kumawu township, in the Kumawu constituency, every Tom and Jerry that we meet, especially those in opposition, will be discussing the ongoing road construction projects and link it to the upcoming by-election. Some have signed the road construction as a funeral road. They believe that had it not been the death of the Member of Parliament for Kumawu, Senator Atabasua, they don't think the road would have been constructed. But on the other hand, those in government, the MPP, will argue that it doesn't take a week or a day for tenders to be opened for projects of just a capital-intensive in nature, and that the road construction contracts are not awarded overnight. So it's something that has been in the pipeline that the party and the government has worked on even before the death of the MP, just that the construction is coming at the time that the MP has passed away, and now it has also met with coincided with the upcoming by-election. So for MPP, they have been at the end defending that indeed the road construction in Kumawu and its environs have nothing to do with Tuesday's by-election events. But I must say it's been the talk of the town, especially on the lips of the politicians, those in opposition, discussing and teasing MPP of what is happening here in Kumawu.
And you're right, the roads minister himself has been speaking about this. Listen to Chris Makwata.
No. I mean, by election will not move our government, our party to go and start development projects. Procurement will take not less than 6 to 8 weeks to do. So the fact that you have a contract, there's a contractor, and the contract has been signed and all, within these 2.5 weeks means that it has been done already.
John Mahama is also there. For him, he's been very active on the campaign trail. What has he been saying?
John Mahama has been very busy moving from community to community in the Kumawu constituency. His first stop today was at Kumawu, where he addressed some supporters of the party and continued to Bodomase. Don't forget, today is a market day at Bodomase. So that was opportunity for John Dramani Mahama to come into contact with a very large crowd as his entourage, drove through the Bodomase township and continued to the market center where he addressed the teaming supporters of both the MPP and the NDC, because in his address he acknowledged the presence of some MPP supporters who were at the market, and he said, yes, MDC as a political party have always been at the back of the Kumawu constituency, supporting Kumawu constituency from developmental projects to every thing that in terms of development that the people need. First, he mentioned the construction of the Kumawu Robonso Road, Kumawu Agogo Road, and the Kumawu water project, which until then, the residents of Kumawu and its environs have had to endure the lack of water supply in the community. And now, at the back of it, he also mentioned the construction, the ongoing construction of the Kumawu District Hospital, which he says all these projects were done and started by the new National Democratic Congress. And he said even if the hospital project, MPP, could not complete it, definitely the next NDC government will complete it. So he urged the electorate in Bodomase and the Kumawu constituency to vote for the NDC's parliamentary candidate. He says Abatia Mankwa is the best choice for the people, and once he's voted into power, definitely many goodies will come the way of the electorate in Kumawu.
All the roads in the constituency were done by the NDC. The water you drink here in Kumawu was done by the NDC. When we were sharing hospital projects to be constructed, at the time we were in office, we allocated one for Kumawu. Unfortunately, we lost the elections. The MPP came into office and hasn't continued the project. They only resumed work because of this election. I'd like to make this promise that if the NDC returns to power, we will complete it. The NDC respects the people of Kumawu. May the soul of the deceased MP rest in peace. So please, vote for the NDC. I was sad to watch a video of the MPP sharing low-quality cooking rice to you, the people of Kumawu. In as much as it is a disrespect to you, I will urge you to take the goodies and still vote against them. Vote for the NDC candidates. NDC will not forget the people of Kumawu if we return to power.
Tuesday ne druwa na mode mukokro motino akokyere se mukokro motino eho won faso chen tujumi mu.
John Mahama on the ground there. And we also know, as Ohim Interior has confirmed, the Vice President also just arrived, and he will be doing whistle stops in parts of the constituency throughout this weekend, going into the by-election on Tuesday. Well, the side attraction in what is promising to be an exciting by-election is the appearance on the ballot of two independent candidates with the same name, Kwekudua. Both have kente draped over their shoulders. Nana Yaw-Gyimah has been looking at the heated exchanges between the two leading candidates as they enter the final lap of their campaigns.
In the 2020 parliamentary election, the deceased MP, Philip Baswa, garnered over 14,000 votes, with the independent candidate, Kwekudua, making 11,698. The NDC candidate who came third, Bernard Kumawu, could make 2,439 votes. These results are, however, being contested by the independent candidate.
To us who voted, everybody knew that I won that election. And for that reason, I was bent on going to court.
The independent candidate was once a member of the New Patriotic Party. He refused a call to reunite with the party after the 2020 general election.
If I contest with anybody, I will lose. Why? Because I don't have anybody to vote for me. Because they disqualified all my guys.
The NPP have since attacked his campaign, claiming the candidate is in bed with the opposition National Democratic Congress. Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, Bernard Entribu-Siakon, explains.
He's a traitor. He can now be linked to the biblical Judas Iscariot. He is now in bed with the NDC. That is why his posters are green in color. So they are now relying on him.
The candidates who are favored to win the seat have stepped up their campaign. The independent candidate is, however, unfazed.
So we leave it to the people to decide whom they trust, whom they think can deliver.
The NPP is expected to climax its campaign with a rally on Sunday where the president, Nana Akufo-Addo, is expected to be present. For Joy News, Nana Yaw-Gyimah, Kumawu.
Tonight, there's some controversy over the logo used by the two Kwekudua independent candidates appearing on the ballot, but there is some resolution to that the EC is confirming, and Samuel Mbura is here with details of this. Samuel, in the last hour, we have received from the EC an official notice of how the ballot paper will look like. Why was there an initial complaint on this particular matter?
Well, Evans, the logo of the first independent candidate, Kwekudua, who is number 3 on the ballot, had a picture of a white dove, which appears to be flying in the air with a plant on its beak. The ballot also had the candidate wearing a kente wrapped around the shoulder in a yellow dominant color with red, green, and black colors. The duplicate independent candidate, Kwekudua, is also in a kente wrapped on his shoulders, but his is more of a colorful red, black, green, and yellow. However, his dove looks like a tiny sketch drawing facing the opposite direction.
Okay, so the two Kwekuduas, I mean, the one is not a duplicate. Both of them are genuinely, they come with the same name. It could possibly be a coincidence, but they have the same name, very close in terms of how they are looking on the ballot paper as well. But the EC has sent us official ballot paper, and there's some clarity on the logo, which is really what the voters will be seeing on Tuesday.
All right, so the latest from the EC is that the logo of the duplicate Kwekudua independent candidate, the other independent candidate has been changed to a hole directing to the ground, but the other candidate has his features intact.
Okay, so a hole now, instead of what it used to be, the another bird flying in the air. So two Kwekuduas all appearing on the ballot paper on Tuesday, all of them draped in kente. Going to be interesting for the voters there, and we'll get a sense of what the voters have been saying pretty shortly. Before we finish this, we'll bring back Ohim Interior, who is closely following the Vice President's campaign there. I want to go to the Ashanti region again, because as I said, the two parties are very active tonight. The Ashanti Regional Secretary of the MPP is Adom Apia, joins us on the line. Hello, Ms. Apia. Thanks for your time here on Top Story. I may have lost it. Hello, Ms. Apia. Okay. Also joining me is the NDC Regional Secretary, Dr. Frank Amakohene. Hello, Dr. Amakohene.
Hello, Evans.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And how is the campaigning towards Tuesday? From everything I've heard, you are deploying all the big guns ahead of Tuesday.
On the 3rd May.
Yes. Hello, Dr. Amakohene.
Hello, I can hear you.
Yes, I'm saying that from everything I've heard tonight, you are deploying all the big guns ahead of the primary, ahead of the by-election, pardon me.
Oh, of course, yes. We decided to go all out in this election. In fact, it's been very good for us as a region and as a party, having all the party leaders, including the flag bearer, on grounds, helping to cover majority of the votes for the NDC. I mean, if you are well abreast about the history of the constituency, you realize that every developmental milestone achieved by as seen by the constituency has been done or been seen through the efforts of the NDC, including their hospital, including their roads, that is now being resurfaced by the MPP because of the by-election, including their water project. Though they don't vote for NDC as much as we expect them to, but we make sure that once we are in government and they are Ghanaians, we don't take them out of having to send development to the constituency. At least through the NDC, they had a governor of the Bank of Ghana and had a finance minister in the person of Dr. Kumawu. So you realize that the party, NDC, and the constituency has had a long-standing ties. And this is the time to reward the NDC for our input so far as their development is concerned. And we are so much hopeful that on Tuesday they're going to reward our hard work. They're going to reward everything we have done so far as the constituency is concerned. So we are very hopeful of victory come on Tuesday, that's the 10th.
I mean, if what you say is true, the 2020 election outcome suggests a completely different story because your candidate then came in third with just 2,439 votes compared to Philip Baswa, whose passing necessitated this by-election 14,000 plus. That's a huge gap to try and make up from 2020.
Okay, so it's good to surprise your supporters and Ghanaians than to disappoint them. And this election, we're going to pull out that surprise. And PPP is going to definitely disappoint Ghanaians. And again, with the figures you are speaking to, it's good to have a bit of a briefing or a history behind the figures. 2020, ahead of the elections, we found our candidate, Bernard Opoku, about just 4 months to the 2020 elections. So he had just some few months or weeks into that election. And definitely, no matter the magic you want to do as a candidate, looking at the circumstances of the elections, you can't use 4 months to do as much as you can. And if you realize our trend in terms of votes in the constituency since 2012 has been around figures above 5,000 thereabout. And even in the 2020 elections, you realize that the presidential candidate had more votes than the parliamentary candidate. So we had a bit of a setback as far as the parliamentary elections is concerned. Fortunately for us in this election, MPP has 3 candidates, and I want to put that on record. MPP has 3 candidates in the elections. They have their candidates. They have one, Kwakudua 1 and Kwakudua Chapter 2, who are all products of the MPP.
Stay with me, Dr. Amakohene. Let me bring in your colleague, the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the MPP, Kwame Adomapia. Mr. Adomapia, thanks for your time on Top Story. Hello, Mr. Adomapia.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is it true that you have 3 candidates in this by-election? Kwakudua 1, Kwakudua 2, and then your substantive candidate?
I can barely hear you. Can you raise up your voice?
I can hear you clearly. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I think it's
the allegation from the NDC Regional Secretary is that you have 3 candidates on the ballot on Tuesday. Kwakudua 1, Kwakudua 2, and your substantive candidate. Is that the case?
Do you believe that to be the case?
You tell me.
I don't know. NPP has only one logo, and that is the elephant. NPP has only one candidate, and he is NSC our enemy. If there are other logos and other personalities, we don't care about them. What we care about is that we are marketing our candidates. And if they are finding it difficult to market their candidates, they should come clear and say so. And we don't care about Kwekudia 1, Kwekudia 2. We don't know where they come from. All that we are interested is that at the end of the day, at the end of the elections, our candidates would win the popular vote and win massively for the MPP. That's what we care about, my brother.
The Kwekudia who contested in 2020 gave you a good run for your money, and from himself, he says he traces his origins to the MPP, and he had 11,000 votes to Philip Basoa's 14,000. Going into this by-election, he's feeling very confident. Does that give you sleepless nights?
Let me clear this point and make that correction. The 2020 Kwekudia has nothing to do with MPP. He has never been a member of MPP. If he had ever been a member, let him produce his ID card. He has never been an MPP member. And he has never made his intention known to the MPP that he, at any point in time, wanted to contest on our ticket. We got to know Kwekudia 2020 in 2020 election. That's all. But giving us a good run for our money, what was important at the time is that our candidate won. And this year, our candidate is going to win. Giving us a good run for our money is an election process. At the end of the day, we will count only one candidate. And for Kumawu constituency, the constituency has only one seat in parliament. The most important thing is that MPP candidates will go to parliament after 23rd and occupy that seat for us. That's all we care about.
Today, John Mahama has been campaigning, claiming that much of the development that Kumawu currently has is traceable to the NDC administration. He mentions the water system that they currently have and others. Is that the case?
Water system. Let me first clear that point. During President Kufuor's time, at the close members of President Kufuor's administration, President Kufuor secured a loan for water projects for the Ridge area. And the Ridge area, it includes Kwawu, Konongo, Kumawu. And the signboards were put there. The project started during President Kufuor's time. Honorable Banredo was instrumental about that because he is on the Ridge. And the short name or the short code for the project was K3. K3 meaning Kwawu, Konongo, Kumawu. When they came to power, they put that water project on hold and later on rejuvenated it. So if you're saying that they contributed to it, I will not take it away from him. But it had already started and they put it on hold for a period. People needed water at that time, but they put it on hold for political reasons. So if it was completed within their tenure, he should give credit to where it started from, the K3 project. They cannot run away from that. It is in the parliamentary hazard during the closing members of President Kufuor's administration. And the signboards were raised. If at the time you were just observant, when you got to Konongo Wodumasi, a huge signboard was there, K3 project, Kwawu, Konongo, Kumawu. The same range from Mampong runs through to Kwawu to Piate Mountain. And that range, they all needed water. And the signboard was there even before the end of President Kufuor administration. Money had been procured and they put it on hold. So if they rejuvenated it and later on it materialized, I don't have a problem with that. But he can't run away from the fact that the project was started by President Kufuor's administration. He started a hospital here in Kumawu. The structures were like a Formica structure, the one that we used to construct POP, plaster of Paris, in our houses. When we came, we pulled them down. We pulled the POP structures down and erected blocks in their stead. So, and it's not even, it's ongoing. It's not something that he completed and he can make 100% credit to that.
I see, and the campaigning, obviously, it's pretty intense there. Very quickly, as a wrap-up with you, Dr. Makuni, how long is John Mahama on the ground for? Is he going to be there till the by-election on Tuesday?
Oh, he's left Kumawu.
Oh, he
came here this afternoon, but he left.
He left already. Okay. And to you, Kwame Adomapia, how long is a vice president there for?
My friends, I've been mingling with them this afternoon. If you come to Kumawu Zongo, the party is almost finished.
Kwame Adomapia, thank you very much. That's the Ashanti Regional Secretary of the MPP, Kwame Adomapia. You had the NDC Regional Secretary, Dr. Frank Amwako Hene. Let's bring in the Director of the Electoral Commission in the Ashanti region, Benjamin Banobio, and they are supervising this whole process. It is wholly under its ambit. Thank you, sir, for your time here on Top Story, Mr. Banobio.
You're welcome.
Is the EC ready for the by-elections on Tuesday?
Yes, EC is very, very ready for the by-election. All the materials and equipment needed for the program are already in place. Today we finish with the last training for our operators. Ballot papers, all the other documents are ready. We are just praying for the mercies of the Lord to prevail, so that come 23rd May, the election will kick off as stipulated.
Let me ask you for some clarity. I mean, there are two Kwekudres on the ballot paper. There was some issue around the logos that they were using. I see in this logo that I've just received from the EC that that has been clarified now. Did you receive a petition on this, and this has settled it based on the complaint from one of the Kwekudres?
No. After the close of nomination, the last Kwekudre, he brought his nomination on the last day, that's at the close of nomination. So we told him that his symbol resembles a symbol of another candidate, and therefore he needs to change it. And he insisted that that is what he has used throughout his campaign, and that he will not change it. And at our level, we cannot reject nomination form or symbols. So we told him, yes, this is what it is. We have informed you about that, but we'll submit it to head office. And head office will take a final decision on that. So when it goes to head office, as we advised him, he was notified. He was called that his symbol resembles another candidate's symbols. And so therefore he needs to change it and submit a new symbol for approval by the Electoral Commission. And he was insisting that yes, that is what he wants to use. And so he's not prepared to change it. So we told him that per the law, Commission has the mandate to allocate symbols to candidates. In fact, even the symbols of political parties, they have to be approved by the Electoral Commission before they can use it. And so Commission informed him that if he doesn't bring another symbol for approval, the Commission will allocate a new symbol to him. And so Commission went ahead and did that. That is what transpired.
And I know by-elections in this country often produce a lot of tension. Sometimes there's violence. We've seen it in Talensi. We've seen it at Yawaso Wagon by-election and others. For you as the head of the EC there, how much of that is a concern, and what cooperation are you receiving from the police to ensure that this is peaceful and your men on the ground are safe?
Thank you very much. The security agencies are doing their best. I've been there, I've met the regional police commander, I've met the district police commander, and we have had a lot of interaction. They have assured us that security will be beefed up and that every polling station will have a police officer there. Apart from that, there will be mobile security forces and then standby security forces. And they are taking intelligence wherever it is suspected that those places are hotspots. They will provide special security forces for such places. And so I can assure you, as I have been assured by the Directorate, that security is well strategized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Banabio. Leads the Electoral Commission in the Ashanti region. I know if you're in the Ashanti region tonight and you want to get in touch with us, please feel free to do so, especially if you are in Kumawu. That's the constituency where the by-election will be contested on the 23rd. This is your election headquarters, and we'll be all over it for you on that day. So please stay with us. Ghana Connect begins right now.